There is a multitude of reasons that you should consider moving to White Rock in 2025, but in today's video, I'm going to give you 5 of the very best reasons why you should consider calling White Rock, BC your next home. You've probably heard of White Rock, British Columbia before, and you've been doing a ton of research. If you're someone that is looking to relocate to the Lower Mainland, surely this has come across your desk and is an area that you are largely considering. You probably have some pretty common concerns about the area as well, concerns that almost everybody looking to relocate to the area deals with. You're worried about things like maybe you can't afford to move to the area, or maybe you're worried about whether you would fit into the community, based on White Rock traditionally being more so for senior citizens than any other age bracket. What about things like being too far from services or just too far from everything else in the Lower Mainland? Today's video is to bust those preconceived notions about White Rock and help you understand exactly what is in store for the future of this amazing community. Being not only a resident of the area, but also helping hundreds and hundreds of families buy and sell real estate in the neighborhood. I'm going to share with you 5 things, but at least 3 of them I guarantee you have never heard before. So make sure you hang around to the very end of the video as well, because I am confident you are going to learn something in today's video. Plus, I'm going to let you know exactly how to start your real estate journey if you are someone looking to buy a home, whether that be in White Rock or anywhere else in the province of British Columbia. If that all sounds good, let's get into it right now. Hey, I'm Darren, team leader of a top performing real estate team serving Surrey, BC and the surrounding areas. You might have seen me featured in big media like on Global TV, CTV, or in various newsprints like Business in Vancouver or the Georgia Strait. I created this YouTube channel to help you learn all about the areas of White Rock and Surrey, BC, and to offer a trusted voice for everything going on with real estate in British Columbia. Our team has helped hundreds and hundreds of people just like you buy or sell a home. So if you find yourself looking for help, connect with us by checking out the video description below, where you'll also find tons of valuable information and downloads for both home buyers and sellers. Now, enjoy the video. So what are the typical complaints most people have about relocating to the city of White Rock? We hear things like the city generally, well, the demographics are just too old. It's too many senior citizens out there for me. I want a community that's lively and vibrant and has tons of energy and lots going on. Maybe it's just too far from everything else in the Lower Mainland and you're worried about how you might be able to get around. You might also be worried that there's nothing in White Rock, or maybe simply just that it's too expensive a place for you to ever be able to call home. So let's talk a little bit about what's being done about some of those concerns and how they might not be quite as true or accurate as you might have thought. For starters, White Rock borders onto an area called South Surrey. It's basically hugged by the city of Surrey, and this particular area is called South Surrey. So as you would imagine, it shares a ton of services with South Surrey that the residents enjoy on both sides of the border, regardless of which municipality you're actually in. This means there is some great community planning and great things on the way for both areas. So let's dive right into them. Number 1 on our list is the area is just too old for me. White Rock, as of the 2021 census, had a population of just under 22,000 people. White Rock also isn't very big. It's roughly about 5 square kilometers in size. And you had an average age of your population in the city of White Rock being 53. This is almost 13 years higher than the neighboring city, the city of Surrey, in terms of the average age of the people that reside there. Now, that was from 2021, and we got to talk a little bit more about current day. And the story of White Rock and South Surrey is development. In fact, White Rock originally was dominated by beautiful single-family homes and low-rise condominium buildings that largely, or at least many of them, had age restrictions on them, limiting the age of the residents anywhere from over the age of 19 all the way as high as 55. Now, while the provincial government has put in some new rules and regulations regarding age restrictions in White Rock, there is still many buildings that have age restrictions north of the age of 55. With that being said, however, you're not seeing a lot of new development going on for detached homes. In fact, detached homes, while there is lots of new construction in White Rock, they're replacing older detached homes. But primarily what is getting built in White Rock is high-rise towers. High-rise towers and even low-rise condominiums are starting to take over the area, especially on the upper hillside, closer to a lot of the amenities. And these buildings, they don't have any age restrictions at all. So that means a lot of the density and additional dwellings that are being added to White Rock are dwellings where age really isn't a thing. And you're going to witness this in the streets as you drive through the city. You're going to notice it in the restaurants when you go out for dinner. The average age in White Rock is 100% getting younger every single day. And by the time the next census comes out in 2025, 2026, I bet you the average age of White Rock is going to come down substantially from the age of 53 of the average resident to a number that's much, much closer to that of the city of Surrey. The second concern that many people have is there's just nothing to do in White Rock, or maybe that it's just too far from all the other amenities in the Lower Mainland. Well, that's where the new Semiahmoo Town Center plan comes in, which is going to completely shake up the neighborhood in terms of amenities and things to do in the area. Currently speaking, Semiahmoo Town Center is really just an indoor mall. It's a huge footprint with a one-story mall that takes up a ton of space in the area, specifically in South Surrey, but right on the border of White Rock, which many of the White Rock residents make use of. And this is going to be a thing of the past. As of January of 2022, the City Surrey Council approved a new Semiahmoo Town Center plan with a 30 to 50 year vision of what is going to happen in the neighborhood as time progresses. Part of this plan is going to see the existing population of the area over double, whereas the existing dwellings in the area will nearly triple. The good news is they're also considering what's going to happen with the elementary and secondary schools because of new projected students in the area, and there will be an increase in parkland by approximately 50%. Good news for those in the area who don't want to commute as well, because it's projected that the jobs local in the area will almost triple. So this flat mall that Semiahmoo Town Center currently is going to change in density to high-rise mixed-use density type buildings. We're talking about concrete towers with outdoor shopping and shopping centers below. The first phase of redevelopment will happen on the northernmost 2.8 acre parcel of the 20 acre mall property, replacing where the current Chevron gas station, Dollar Tree, and Subway fast food restaurant is on the southwest corner of the intersection of 152nd Street and 18th Avenue. The first phase entails two 20-story mixed-use towers and one 12-story mixed-use tower, containing a total of 554 homes, and will have over 45,000 square feet of ground-level retail and restaurant space and a 10,000 square foot art studio space that will be owned by the City of Surrey. According to a City of Surrey planning report, the developer First Capital has created a master plan for the entire Semiahmoo Shopping Center site that demonstrates the intended long-term development concept for the site and would see the remaining mall property subdivided into 7 parcels that would be redeveloped into more mixed-use buildings, as well as a new public park and a TransLink bus layover facility. Now, work on this first phase is expected to begin soon, and taking things even further, 8 blocks towards the north of this area, you're gonna see 6-story mixed-use buildings with commercial below, adding a ton of amenities and things to do in this area for all of the residents to enjoy. And the good news is this whole project is already underway and construction will be starting soon. So whether you think there's nothing to do in South Surrey and White Rock, there's also the concern that, well, maybe it's too far from some of the other things that the Lower Mainland has to offer, and that's number 3 on our list, because that's no longer going to be the truth. This is where the Surrey Rapid Transit bus is going to play a huge role in helping connect White Rock to the other areas of the Lower Mainland. Through dedicated bus lanes and rail-like stations, the bus Rapid Transit will provide Surrey and White Rock residents with fast, frequent, and high-capacity transit service along King George Boulevard. This system is more advanced than existing rapid bus service and includes dedicated lanes for buses, higher capacity buses, and dedicated stations with off-board fare collection. This means you can now access the remainder of Surrey and get right up to the SkyTrain almost as quick as humanly possible while still using 4 wheels to drive there. And if you're curious where this is going to end up, well, it's going to be right in the new development that we just covered in number 2 called the White Rock Bus Exchange, coming soon. The fourth concern might just be that White Rock simply is just too expensive for me. I can't afford to be there. And there certainly is other areas in the Fraser Valley that are less expensive. But the question I ask you is, can you afford not to be there? Let me explain what I mean by that. You see, coastline generally is in pretty short supply in the Lower Mainland. And I know we've got islands and whatnot, but really habitable and livable area that's right on the shoreline, or at least a very short walk to the beach, there's not a ton of it in the Lower Mainland. While Metro Vancouver has approximately 16,000 kilometers of shoreline, not all of it's considered habitable in the sense of being suitable for residential, commercial, or recreational use. And factors like geographic features, protected areas, industrial zones, and natural environments influence the habitability of the shoreline. Plus, a significant portion of Metro Vancouver shoreline is devoted to parks, natural reserves, and industrial or port areas, limiting its residential use. So this really means that beach and really good beach access is somewhat in limited supply in the Lower Mainland, but that's not a consideration for White Rock. One of the many reasons that so many people strive to call White Rock home at some point in their lives. Now, that's not the point of this section though. The point of this section is it the ultimate time to strike and find a property for sale in White Rock that you could possibly call home, because the next real estate boom, well, we just might be on the heels of that starting up anytime. You see, we've been in a relatively flat real estate market for approximately the last 28 months or so, where the prices have been all over the place, but there really has been no significant growth in terms of real estate values. That's where things like this start to come in, the cycles of the real estate market. If you are unfamiliar with the cycles of the real estate market and how they work, this is a great resource to check out. But just like almost everything in life, the real estate market is cyclical. Knowing that we have been in a market environment where the prices really have been relatively flat since the peak of the market, it's probably time for another real estate boom. But hey, look, I'm not a fortune teller, but let me show you some stuff that might help you get on side with what I'm saying. For starters, compared to the rest of the Fraser Valley, housing prices in White Rock have traditionally increased in value at a greater and faster rate than other areas of the Fraser Valley. You might also note the peaks and valleys that are much more prevalent in the housing prices in the White Rock neighborhoods compared to those of the Fraser Valley. This means when the prices go up, they go up really quick. And when they go down, they can go down quick as well. So if you, like me, believe that we are at the precipice of the next real estate cycle, this might be the ultimate time to get into White Rock before the market turns and those properties get too far out of reach. And we'll do a whole other video coming up soon about a real estate market prediction, very similar to this one, that I will give you lots of data on why I am thinking like that. So be sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any updates about Surrey, BC, White Rock, BC, just like this video, or anything going on in the crazy wild world of British Columbia real estate. And I can hang around as long as you can waiting for you to subscribe. So maybe just do it and I'll move on with the video. The last thing on our list is something that's a little bit of a bonus that I wanted to give you because of living in South Surrey and White Rock areas. You might not know this, and that's just simply the excellent location and the temperature of the area. Now you're thinking, temperature, Darren, what are you talking about and who cares? Well, I will have you know that White Rock traditionally gets 11 days less per year of rain than other areas of the Lower Mainland. And if you're from anywhere in the Lower Mainland, you know 11 days less of rain is a big deal. It's also traditionally warmer in this area. And let me give you an example of that. I'm filming this video from my home in South Surrey, which is just about a block and a half from the White Rock border and relatively close to the beach, about a 15-minute walk. One day during the summer, I was getting ready to go to a listing appointment in Langley. The weather was beautiful outside, it was nice and sunny, and it was a really moderate 22 degrees in the middle of summer. It was beautiful, nice ocean breeze, and really quite comfortable. So, you know, I wore a suit, some nice clothes to go out to this listing appointment in Langley. By the time I had arrived in Langley and got out of my car, the temperature was almost 10 degrees hotter in the summer on the inland than it was when I had left South Surrey White Rock. And the reason I tell you this is because the temperature fluctuations being so close to the sea aren't as prevalent as you would find in other areas. This means a much more moderate climate and much more enjoyable experience just in your day-to-day life. So there you have it. Those are the 5 reasons that I think you should consider making your move to White Rock in 2025. And I'm curious what you think. I'd love to hear in the comments below. If you're a local watching this video, what is the #1 thing you absolutely love about living in White Rock? And you can even tell these people your secrets. These are all good people that watch this channel. So leave it in the comments below. Let these people know. And if you're someone from out of town that has a question about the area, leave it in the comment below and we'll be sure to have our community help you answer it, or I'll answer it myself to make sure you get the best information you can get if you're thinking of relocating this area. And now that you know all about these great things about White Rock, I want to make sure you get the full story. So you're going to want to check out the video coming up next so you get everything you need to know and you have a full picture of exactly what living in White Rock and South Surrey is exactly like. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and we'll definitely look forward to seeing you on the next video. Cheers.